The slippery slope fallacy is an informal fallacy that argues whether or not an action should be taken based on its unproven and/or unlikely consequences, often involving multiple steps along the way. It is similar to the appeal to consequences fallacy. However, the appeal to consequences fallacy concludes a hypothesis to be true or not based on its consequences. For example, if cancer is real, people die, therefore cancer is not real. A formal example for a slippery slope fallacy is if A, then B, if B, then C, and so on until if Y, then Z. Z is undesirable, therefore we should not do A. A real-life example is, if we do not upgrade our air filtration system in the microchip factory, people will die. What is very similar, but is not a fallacious argument is, if we do not upgrade our air filtration system in the microchip factory, there may be chlorine particles deposited on the contacts of the microchip that could lead to the degradation of the contacts, that could lead to failure, that can cause an accident in case it is used in a critical system of a car, where there is a chance of people dying. Both examples go from the same first step on the slope of not upgrading to the same end result, people dying. There are two main differences that make one a fallacy and the other one a valid reasoning. In the first case, if you are unfamiliar with the technology and its application, you will not see the connection between the first step and the end result, because it is not explained properly, like in the second case. The other difference highlighted is a qualifier of probability. The first case presumes that the first step will surely lead to the end result. The second case correctly conveys that there is not a 100% chance of occurrence between each step. Everyday examples would be, if we decide to deport all illegal immigrants today, following the same logic, we will have to decide to deport all legal migrants tomorrow. Then we will have to decide to strip certain people of citizenship. Then we will decide to put people without citizenship into concentration camps. And also the image that you can see on the left. Both examples showcase the decision as the action and as the end result. The implied causality is fallacious because the arguments fail to recognize the difference between each step, and that different arguments could be used for and against each different step or decision, meaning that deciding in favor for some and against other decisions would not be a double standard. Another example would be, if we lower the voting age to 16, then we can lower it to 15 or 14, and in the end, infants could vote based on which party has a more colorful logo. Here the connection between each step is fallaciously established by the fallacy of the heap, arguing that there is no difference between moving a single unit or 2 units, therefore there is no difference between moving a single unit or as many units as we would like. It's easier to understand it if we change the unit from years to days or even seconds. We could lower the voting age from this many seconds to this many seconds, as there is a negligible difference. Following this reasoning, we could iterate it again, and so on until infancy. This, however, is a fallacy for a later video. I hope you learned something, and I will see you next week.